Hey Dad, what's today's daily crypto news?
There's a big shift that's going to start moving away from Bitcoin and Ethereum. The closer we get to clarity, and they're starting to tell us that Clarity Act, the market structure bill, they're the same thing, is likely to pass sometime late November, December, right? Right after the bull run should already be, nicely heated up and everything's going well, because at that point, your meme coins may not be as valuable as they are today, or will be early November, let's say, or late October. Let's say that bull run starts heating up in October, early October, and your meme coins start going up. Just keep an eye on this market structure bill, because once that thing passes, I think that the meme coins are dead. At least many of them will be. And so, FYI, just buyer beware. But the move away from Bitcoin is becoming very apparent. It's not just an opinion. You can see it happening because they know that as soon as they get closer and closer to that market clarity, all of a sudden, utility is going to be what matters. What can you do with the network, right? What can you really do that makes sense with Bitcoin? What can you do that really makes sense with Ethereum? And what can you really do that makes sense with XRP? A utility, something that actually makes sense, that can be productive in the financial industry or in the global financial industry. And there is a huge gap between Bitcoin and Ethereum and what XRP can do and is about to, with all their integrations, with all their acquisitions, and Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't doing those things. Those things alone should be obvious. But if that's not enough, we're going to see it in writing here.
So it says WisdomTree positions XRP above Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency market positioning among institutions. WisdomTree's analysis places different digital assets in distinct institutional roles, and Bitcoin serving as a gold standard through its deep CME futures liquidity. The EFT issuer notes Bitcoin futures consistently trade and annualized premiums to spot prices, creating reliable yield harvesting opportunities. Ether occupies what WisdomTree describes as smart beta to Bitcoin's benchmark, offering institutional investors exposure to blockchain programmability and decentralized finance applications. Solana earned designations as high octane yield enhancer due to staking rewards that boost Space's trading returns.
Now, something to keep in mind, this is a WisdomTree report, and they say all these beautiful things about all those insiders that have been giving themselves fake clarity through the ETH-gate and Bitcoin, which never did anything. For some reason, that's the one everybody seems to want to point you to. So now that they've said all the nice flowery stuff about these people, giving them flowers, as they say, now let's get down to brass tacks. You guys remember what brass tacks is, right? Where the rubber meets the road. What is what? So this is the last part of that same write-up. So my daughter left off right there on basis for trading returns, but let's take a look at this. They go on to say, despite acknowledging these established cryptocurrencies, forget that XRP was the second cryptocurrency ever. For some reason, they're not established, really, please. So besides acknowledge these established cryptocurrencies, WisdomTree positioned XRP as the superior tactical choice for institutional portfolios. What, it's good enough for the wealthy, but it's not good enough for you and me? BS. That's speaking loudly to me and my pocketbook. So it says, the assessment reflects XRP's unique regulatory status. What's the status, guys? I've been telling you for months since that case ended. We are the only ones, the XRP investor, with legal regulatory clarity in their crypto investment. We're the only ones. XRP is the only one with legal regulatory clarity, and they're telling you there. So it says with regulatory status and onshore trading capabilities that the other major cryptocurrencies currently lack. Not only is it well established, it was number 2 in all of the cryptocurrency market to ever exist. Its patent goes back to 1988. Now they're being forced, because we're getting closer to these legislation coming through, right? So all of a sudden, they don't want to be seen as, oh man, you didn't know what the heck you were talking about. They want to be taken seriously, so now they got to be honest. Before it was just pitching the narrative, putting together rug pulls or whatever you want to call it, giving fake clarity to all those other ones that were mentioned prior. Why put them ahead of this when this is important? And I think you'll agree with me. Now let's move on and see a little bit more about this shift away from Bitcoin.
Okay, so this is from Digital Asset Investor. It says, the big shift away from Bitcoin is coming. Utility is the ultimate name of the game of crypto. 10 years, we haven't seen a utility-free market. this and then
in this entire time.
Yeah.
But we're about to see a utility market, guys. So let's check out that video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. We will see you guys on the next one. Till next time.
I do have some.
So I was looking at the index, and it looks like it's roughly 77% Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, and sort of 6% XRP, and then kind of Solana and a couple others. But really curious to hear kind of like how has the index sort of evolved over time? Like, has it gone? Because obviously, like in 2017, there was far less investable assets than there are sort of today.
Yes.
And I'm just like really kind of curious, like over the 9 years, how, was it kind of like 99% Bitcoin when it started and then it's sort of fallen, or what are the trends and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, and this is part of any emerging technology. Okay. So you have this, transition, you have this shift over time. Between assets. Some assets go to zero. There's a lot of experimentation happening. It's too soon to call the winners. This is not different from how the internet was back in the 90s. So if you look at the NASDAQ 100, from the top 10 holdings of the NASDAQ 100 in 1999, only Microsoft has retained its position on the top 10. So this is normal for for the tech space. It's normal to, if you look at like in 5 years, 10 years horizon, there's a shift around this. And this is very normal. In crypto, this is way faster because just like this ecosystem is evolving in an exponential rate, way faster than the internet evolved in the 90s. But so it's very natural. So that's why we have designed a methodology that is evolutive and dynamic. Okay, so the idea is to replicate and reflect the market, and however the market is. So the index started with 5 assets and 90% concentration on Bitcoin. And it evolved over time, like some bull markets, it went up to 13, 14 assets, and like a 60% weight on Bitcoin. Now it has 9 assets and 70% weight on Bitcoin. So it's designed to reflect whatever the market is. If the market expands, as we believe it will, as a new asset class, this index can have like 20, 50, 100 assets. There's no limit to the number of assets this index can have. On the other side, if the market contracts and the only asset out there is Bitcoin, the index is going to be highly tilted towards Bitcoin. So it's really designed as a benchmark to represent the space, like for passive investment and also for benchmarking.